Okay, welcome back to another Strivemont video. Today we're going to be talking about three stocks that I'm looking at, which happens to be Intel, AT&T, and BABA. But before we get into that, if you guys could leave a like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. And let's get started. I want to do a quick recap on last episode stocks, which happens to be Nvidia, Palantir, and Microsoft. So looking at Nvidia first, we are still continuing this wedge formation, and as expected, we did hold up on the support line. So now we're beginning to tighten up even more, and now we're waiting for that catalyst to come in. Whether it's bullish or bearish, we could expect a lot of volatility to kick in. So stay clear in video. Now looking at Microsoft, we ended up breaking out of this bullish channel. We had an uptrend going up. So this could be the start to a new downtrend. And also looking at last trading day, we did have a bullish engulfing candle. So it might be a sign of reversal, but depending on Monday's price action, we might have a rejection over here and continue on the downside. So you guys want to stay clear of that. And looking at Palantir, we also ended up breaking down. Now we're at the SMA level. Now let's see what happens Monday as well. Are we going to hold up or end up breaking down to the 50% retracement level and possibly have a double bottom and then a following upward potential? So that's it for the recap. Now let's get into the stocks that I'm talking about, which happens to be first Intel. Now, Intel recently had a huge spike, and for those of you who don't know what happened, I got the title over here. Intel soars 8% after activist hedge fund Third Point urges chip maker to explore strategic alternatives. So Daniel took $1 billion take on Intel, right? About $1 billion worth of stocks. Sent them a letter, told them, okay, this is what we need to focus on to start bringing this company back to its greats. And that is by boosting the company's position as major provider in processor chips and data centers. He's basically saying by focusing on these keys, the company could start competing against its competitors again. All right. So a lot of investors are now finding confidence on this take that he took and the actions that he's telling Intel to do and follow in order to become, a better company. So as far as charting goes, we do have a resistant level over here, and we tested it once over here, twice, got rejected, and now we're going for the third time. So looking at this price action, I love it. So on Monday, no doubt in my mind, we could have a break above the $50 mark and continue upwards. And if that happens, we're going to have to test that 51.46 level and what seems to be 52.62 level. And then no doubt in my mind after that, we'll be testing the 50% retracement level. So, long-term Intel is looking very great. And if they could hold up to what Daniel's saying and, focus on those key subjects, we might see a lot of growth in this company. So stay clear of Intel. And now let's talk about T-Mobile. Now this company is basically going to be the gamble I'm taking at the moment. As far as fundamental goes, the last CEO, there's terrible management, insane amount of debt, and just terrible acquisition decisions that they've made, right? Now, we did get a new CEO, and he's focusing on their 5G, focusing on their HBO Max, and focusing on lowering this insane debt. So that being said, I'm gambling on HBO Max not being priced in and possibly having blowout numbers soon. So, looking at this article over here, HBO Max received 12.6 million activations. They're starting to have titles such as Wonder Woman and a lot of other, desirable content that, a lot of people would subscribe for, So HBO Max looks very promising. Hopefully we get some crazy numbers and we might be looking to go around the $40 levels again. That being said, last trading day, we did have a bullish candle, huge volume, and that was because possibly this dividend payout that's coming in. So, we might be floating around the 30, 32 levels until this dividend is paid out. And then hopefully if they do announce, these numbers or, if there's any crazy numbers that come out, we might see like a huge run up. So that's my bet right now, which is on, AT&T. And now let's talk about BABA. Okay, so as far as BABA goes, we've been on this crazy downtrend. And for those of you who don't know, we got an article over here. This is because Chinese authorities have opened an investigation looking into Alibaba's monopolistic behavior. So there's a lot of uncertainty that's going on with Alibaba. If there's going to be a breakup, what's going to happen to the business structure, their practices. And reading this article, a lot of analysts are now saying that Alibaba will overcome this no problem. Short term, it's affecting the stock price, as we can see, and that's probably because the uncertainty and what could happen to their business model, their practices, what they do might have altercations, changes. So looking long term, Alibaba will always be where consumers and merchants are willing to gravitate towards, and that's because they have the biggest marketplace and the amount of liquidity they hold. So I would be long term on the stock. Don't be worrisome on this this downtrend. This is a great time to start adding in. You might see potential reversals coming up soon. So that leaves it all for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys could leave a comment, like, or subscribe, let me know if what stocks you want me to talk about. And that being said, hope you guys have a good one. Take care.